All right. Our tip of the week this week, we're going to go over viewing a layout as a reference. This is normally one of the first questions I get as we're going through the basic training things, because graphically, it is a great strength and it's going to make things look clean and organized and professional when all of your drawings are laid out on your sheet in the same position. That's going to create it so our eyes aren't moving all over the page as we flip through our layout book. So to achieve that, we use a trace reference when we're doing our layout. So how do we do that? First, we open up the sheet that we are going to be working on. And we're going to select the drawing on the layout. We're going to right-click on the drawing and say open the source view with layout as a reference. Okay, so this is when we would, when was the last time I used this? I was adjusting dimension lines to make sure that they're all going to fit on my page. In order to do that, rather than going back and forth 100 times, I'm going to view my page as the trace reference. Okay, so I open up the specific drawing from the layout book, find the drawing, right-click, open source view. Okay, and once I've done that, I am going to then find my sheet in the layout book. I'm going to right-click on that and say show that as a trace reference. We can also do it using this icon up here, making sure our trace reference is turned on. Hit the flyout here, and we can find our reference from there. All right, so we open up the view that we're wanting to work on, and we choose the trace reference as the sheet that that drawing or that this layout lives on. Okay, and then we can come into our trace reference settings. Okay, it's in the menu bar up top. Hit the flyout. We can open up the trace reference palette by coming here to trace and reference. It opens up this palette for us. Okay, if you're doing a lot of trace referencing, my standard workflow is to keep this open. It allows me to manipulate and use my trace reference in the most efficient manner. So I'm not coming over to a menu over and over again. So once we have our trace reference palette up, we can start adjusting the color of our reference, adjusting the color of our active. It will allow us to drag things around. Okay, so then as we're doing that, I can see that as of right now, everything is going to be fitting in the drawing properly. Whatever's above this green line here is not going to be printed. It's not going to be published that way. But that's okay, because everything I need is fitting within that window. All right.